getting to that world of coaching and helping coaches, I should say. And what was really interesting is I got a lot of kickback from it. Like a lot of resistance from coaches. A lot of people saying, hey, are you just trying to coach coaches to make money? You know, what gives you the qualification, et cetera, et cetera. But just like when I started, it wasn't about the money. Coaching coaches wasn't about the money. It's always been a calling for me. And I stuck with it because I know, and I'm more and more convinced than ever, that this profession that we're in, this thing called coaching, it is like, this has, in my mind, the best ability to change the world. Right? And that's a big statement to me. But I really believe that, because as a coach, when you go and work with a client, and if you do deep work, it doesn't just impact the client, right? You do deep work, it impacts the client, it impacts their spouse, it impacts their kids, it impacts their entire family, it impacts, and it doesn't matter whether they're a coach or not a coach, it impacts their clients, whether they're a manager in an organization or they run their own business or they're a coach or whatever, it impacts them at work, right? Impacts their neighbors. I am different as a neighbor now because of the coaching I received from Steve Hardism this year. Really, tangibly, I'm a different person. It impacts people who your client doesn't even know exist, because your client shows up differently. They act differently in the world. There's ripples to that. So let's say they're a CEO and you coach the CEO, and the CEO then has a shift in who they're being, and they then grow their business. They end up hiring people that they wouldn't have hired before. They retain their staff. That has impact not only on those employees, it's on their family. These are people you're never ever going to meet. And the impact of them getting a job and spending money in their community, we don't know the impact we're going to have.